Farming is a skill among a small handful of skills where being organized is extremely important. The two primary reasons why we want to be organized. The first one is if we are spending 10 minutes at a bank in order to complete a 5-minute farm run, then we are effectively only farming for 33% of the time, whereas we are wasting 66% of the time sat at the bank, which is not great. If there was something like runecrafting where you wanted to do, let's say, 4-hour runecrafting session and you spend 10 minutes at the bank in order to prepare for it, you would still be effectively runecrafting 95% of the time. But for farming, it is extremely important that we are organized. That's the first reason. The second reason is, I think if we are unorganized, it's less likely that we will do farm runs. Like if we have to go to the bank and we have to search for our spade and we have to search for our saplings, and it's not going to entice you to do farm runs. So I think if you have an organized tab, it's more likely that you will actually follow through with the farm runs. First, let's go over some of the plugins that might aid you in farming. The first one is bank tags. I don't personally use bank tags, but it is quite convenient to use, so it would be dishonest of me to not at least mention it. Then there's menu entry swapper. This lets you left click something like coins to withdraw all coins, left click to withdraw all coconuts or whatever you use for payment for trees. Then there's time tracking. This tells you when trees are ready. And then there's time tracking reminder. This shows a notification on screen whenever these trees are ready. So it looks like this, and you can see in the top left side, you can see my herbs are ready and Hesperia are ready. You can toggle on and off what notifications you want. Then there's item identification that you can see for my maple tree. It just shows MAP, short for maple tree. This is pretty convenient so that we can tell the saplings apart from each other. So you just need to open item identification and then enable saplings. So let's talk a little bit about my farming tabs. I have 3 tabs dedicated to farming. This one is for herbs. Not going to talk too much about it in this video. The second tab that I have is for primary trees. And the third tab that I have is for secondary trees. The reason these trees are considered primary trees, magic trees, and dragon fruit trees is because they make out the majority of the XP that we gain in farming, and they are also the trees that we are going to be running the most. And the reason all of these trees are considered secondary trees is because they are optional trees, first of all, and we don't run them as often as we do primary trees. So I make this distinction between these two types of trees, and also it also means that I run these trees separately. So I'll be running primary trees alone and then followed by secondary trees. It's up to you if you want to do that though, but it does make it convenient to distinguish between them like that. First, let's go with the tab for secondary trees. You could also just have the secondary trees added into the primary tree tab, then just have them beneath, but I prefer to do it this way. You can do it however you want though. So in the first row, we have the trees themselves. In the second row, we have the payment for the trees, and in the third row, we have the teleports to those trees. You should also have a spade in this tab. I don't have it since I have it in my herb tab, but you should, if you have bank tags, you can have it here, and also bottomless bucket for something like a crystal sapling, right? Also Lastrus saplings. So the first sapling that we have is Lastrus. We're going to use potato cactus for that, and it's in the farming guild. You're going to use a spade as well as an axe. And the same thing with crystal sapling, right? You need spade, axe, and the teleport here. Calquat, you need poison ivy berries. You're going to use type Bobonite teleport. Mahogany, going to use 3 of those. Dixite pendant, and we pay with your Nolan hubs. Then we have redwood sapling, going to pay with dragon fruits. It's in the farming guild. Can use a skills necklace or you can use a farming cape. Then we have spirit sapling. Most people are not going to run these. You can if you want, and the payment is here. And then you should have the teleports associated with spirit trees as well. I have them scattered around these, but if you have bank tags, you should add them to this. And then you have Hesperia seed. You can also, if you use bank tags, you can have a dedicated tab to Hesperia as well for the combat equipment that you need. Then of course coins for those patches that need payment. Now let's go over the primary tree tab. This is the bread and butter tab. This is where majority of the XP is gonna come. This is the tab that we're gonna be running the most. So this is what it looks like. Now I'm gonna show you what you will withdraw from this tab, as well as I will show an example run at the end of the video. I will not be showing an example run of the secondary tab because it always varies what trees that you have available to do. Whereas for the primary trees, you're always going to be doing magic trees, or you're going to be doing magic trees plus dragon fruit trees. So this is a constant that never changes. Whereas there's a lot of variation for the secondary trees. So besides everything that you see in this tab, you're also going to want to add spade, you want to add bottomless bucket, you want to add eternal teleport crystal. I have these 3 things in my herb tab, and then I have coins in my secondary tree tab. You also want to add this to this tab. If you use bank tags, it's very easy. You just add those to that. And let's go over everything that we're using for a farm run. At the bottom row, everything that I have equipped. This is mostly just for resurrect crops. And then we need 6 magic saplings. We need 6 dragon fruit saplings. Then we need all these teleports. This is teleports to all the places, as well as the spade, the bottomless bucket, the eternal teleport crystal. We need coins, and then we need the runes. You can use rune pouch as well. This is for resurrect crops. If you don't use coconuts for payment, you should use coconuts for dragon fruit trees, absolutely, but it's not really worth to pay for magic trees. Just use bottomless bucket and resurrect crops for those that die. If you have a lot of money lying around, you can obviously also choose to pay coconuts for them. It's up to you. And then a stamina potion, as well as the coconut. So this is what your inventory is always going to look like when you do a primary tree run. The patches are not interconnected, which means it doesn't matter which order that you teleport in. You can teleport in any order. It doesn't matter if you go to Brimhaven first, go to Lombridge first, or whatever. The only exception is, of course, the Gnome Stronghold patches. When you go to Gnome Stronghold, you want to do all the 3 patches in a row. So you want to do first the tree patch here, then you want to go northeast to the fruit tree patch, and then you want to take the spirit tree to the second fruit tree patch that is out here. But besides that, doesn't matter which order that you teleport in, you can go in any order, so just click a teleport. And that's also what's nice with tabs, is that you know when you click the tab that it's gone, so you can't click it again. That's why it's good to only withdraw one, so that you know you've taken that patch. As far as the Anima patch is concerned in regards to tree runs, tree saplings, we can choose to either use an ISS seed or we can use a kronos seed. An ISS seed has the possibility to reduce the rate at which the trees become diseased, which doesn't matter too much since we are paying for most of them, and the magic tree, we're just gonna either plant a new one or resurrect it. It doesn't matter too much for this, but it can potentially matter if you're an Iron Man or something like that. The kronos seed can be good because it gives us the possibility of skipping farm cycles, which would put more trees on the table. But it doesn't matter too much for regular primary trees. It might matter for some of the slower trees. It can be quite good for that. So speeding up the likes of redwood or mahogany can be pretty good. But it doesn't matter too much for the primary trees, since you're probably gonna want to run either 1 or 2 tree runs a day. 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening, or just 1 a day. And so skipping doesn't really matter too much unless you really want to cram in 3 tree runs if you have the possibility. So yeah, so you can consider those. It's still, kronos seed is still a good seed for the slower trees.
I dare not close these open eyes. I'll fight till what I want is mine. I got to keep my words alive. We are running out of time. We are running. I live to mirror what's inside. It's something none of me should hide. May colors revel in the shine. We are running out of time. We are running.
I had a name. I never realized what I caused and what I became. On the streets, left a stain cause I entertained. I don't see validation, now I spark the brain. I was lit in the game way before the chains. And my girl never cared even in the rain. Ups and downs, back and forth, then we're back around. When we're in a bad place, man, my heart pounds. From the start I never cared if you weren't down. Now that feeling's in my throat and I feel drowned. Looking back I was a menace, I was such a clown. Heartbreak, kid, Shawn Michaels in the town. Now it's my prerogative, like Bobby Brown, to pray it all behind me cause I love the way it sounds.
I'm picking up the pace, picking up the pace. I'm running while I chase, running while I chase. Now tell me what it takes, tell me what it takes. And it's tearing me apart, no more luck. And they're saying that the ticking clocks will never have enough. Is it time that I adjust what I love? Cause I'm trying to restart the system of the heart.
I check the hourglass, I'm running out of time. Looking for the answers cause your heart is on the line. Validation never got me nowhere, it declined. I was trying to live up to a life that wasn't mine. Voices in my business on a daily sounding monotone. When I was down they never cared, they fake like silicone. I saw the light, do not disturb, it's written on my phone. I'm in the studio with powers and a styrofoam.